Or should I start? Okay.
Okay, good. Children, any doubt before I go for the class? Very good. Excellent. So let's see who are the students going to get these two things. Okay, good. The topic of the today TOK class is natural science. Okay, I want everyone write one expectation which you want to learn, from this TOK lesson. Just put it on the chat box. Just one thing which you want to learn from this particular natural science TOK class. Please put it on the chat box. Okay, children, come on, make it fast. The one thing which I want to learn. Brilliant. We got the first answer. Rishi. Natural science in TOK. Knowledge framework of natural science. Brilliant. That's all. Okay, deep understanding. We are observing those people are actively participating. Don't forget. Okay, Kushi Jindal, very good. Okay, Shubhangi, how we can apply AOK for natural science? Brilliant. Pratana, okay, get better understanding of KQA. That's a very important. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you for those who are answering. Okay, before I start the class, I just want to tell one important thing. Okay, these are some of the scientists, some of the Indians who have received the Nobel Prize. Okay, I hope picture A everyone knows. Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, who got a Nobel Prize for Physics in 1928. Anyone know picture B? Good, tough one. Okay, he is Mr. Subramanian Chandrasekhar, who got a Physics Nobel Prize from India 1983. And the picture C, Venkata Ramakrishnan, who got a Nobel Prize for 2009 chemistry. Okay, these are some of the three important Indians who have received a Nobel Prize. Other than these Indians who won the Nobel Prize, can you connect this three picture? What is the important connection of this three picture? Anyone? What is the connection of between these three pictures? You can say anything. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer.
Some people are answering in this chat box. One has said science. Paurush said science. Ayushman said they won't. So they have won Nobel Prize. So
Raghav says same region.
Same region. Then science is one linking thread. They all are Nobel Prize winners.
And to get a Nobel Prize, we need to study science. One thing is very sure.
Okay, good. I'll go with, okay, I think Raghav, okay, very new. Raghav, very good, yeah. Raghav, very new to answer. Please note, this all people are South Indian. This all people
And the presenter also is South Indian, no, today?
That's a very important thing, connection point. In India, there are two kind of the people you can get a Nobel Prize. One is Bengali and other things are South Indian. Other than that, you cannot get it. Now, what I am trying to say, there's a lot of link between the science and the South India. Okay, so don't forget that one. That's an important thing which I want. But other than Raghav, I appreciate you got a very near answer. Very good, Raghav. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Children, what are natural science? Physics, chemistry, biology, environmental science. These are some of the branches of the natural science that everyone knows about it. Then if you say this only for, what about zoology? What about medicine, engineering, astronomy? And there are a lot of other fields. Can we consider that is also a science? Okay, before you understand about a natural science, first you should understand what is science, what is not science. Okay, what is science? Boiling an egg. Noor, can you tell, is it boiling an egg is a science?
Yes, sir, because there are certain chemical changes that take place.
Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, that's a good one. Predicting the weather, is it a science or not a science? Mapping a mountain, is it a science or not a science? Drilling for oil, choosing a new camera, is it a science or not science? Riya Kapoor, can you tell, is it choosing a new camera as a science?
I think so. I mean, I don't know much about cameras, but if you want to try to find out about the resolution.
Is it a science? Is not
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, very good. But there is a reason, okay, why it is not a science. Eating a salad and walking in the beach. So before you understand natural science, first you understand what is science and what is not a science. So for this, please note one word to describe the science. Can you put it on a chat box according to you? One word to describe the science. Please put it on the chat box. Let's see who all participating. Don't forget, for every participating, we are counting the appreciation certificate and the badge. Let's see who all going to get the appreciation certificate. Very good. Nature, change, technical, hard. Oh, science is a hard. Development, experimental, excellent, discipline, curiosity, out of the box. Yes, Shaurya, that's right. A logical study, logic, curiosity. Very good. Akshita, very good answer. Akshita, can you tell why science for you is a curiosity? Akshita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, oh, thank you very much.
Because when you start to question something, that's only when you like want to explore it further.
Oh, very good. Want to explore the further. Okay, I have a maximum number of the participants. Thank you very much. Yes. But for me, I have a different answer. The word to describe the science: predictive, logical, progressive, creative. Maybe no one said beautiful. Don't you think science is also beautiful? There are not lot of natural phenomenon which come from the science is beautiful, and also it is cultural. There's a lot of link between science and the culture. That's why I've shown you the Nobel Prize winner from the South. Okay, good. Now I have a question. Okay, those who know the answer for this can just raise a hand. Let's see how many of you are going to answer. Why do we refer natural science? Why nature? We can simply say the science, children. Why we have to say the natural science? Come on, anyone? Please tell your name and you can.
Because there are human sciences as well.
Very good. There are human science. Okay, good. Can I get any other better answer?
May I try?
The development of science always starts with nature and then it gets developed further.
Okay, okay, good, very good. Don't put it on the chat box. Please say the answer to me. Okay, any other answer?
Summer has written studying natural phenomena. That Summer has written.
Phenomena. Very good. Very near to answer.
I think natural science, because nature is something which is inbuilt. It's not like you're exploring and investigating it further, but it's not like you're making something which wasn't existing before. Everything is like from nature.
I think that should be modified a bit by saying that everything starts with nature, but when you do innovate new things, that does become a new thing, but it does start from nature, which is why it's called natural science.
Who's this?
Riya Kapoor.
Riya Kapoor, brilliant. Yeah, very good. You know the concept. Yes, children, what Shubhangi and Riya Kapoor, they said very near to answer. Please note why we have to say the natural. Actually, it studied the world and the pattern, leading generalization about the regularity of this pattern. Please note, it's all about the pattern. The pattern describes the natural world. In order to study the science, you have to first study the pattern. Of course, science is study about the pattern, how the pattern goes, how the pattern change. So to know the difference between the human science and the natural science, this pattern plays a very important role. And then this is how the TOK knowledge framework, which we are going to see, scope and application, language, methodology, historical development, and link to the person. So these are some of the important framework which we'll be discussing in the class. Okay, good. So what do the term natural mean? How the scope and application link to the natural world? I want everyone to undivided attention to just have a look at this particular slide. Just have a look. Kushi Jindal, can you tell what is your understanding from this slide? Kushi Jindal?
1 second, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Just tell what is your understanding from this slide. Can I pass it?
I think it's just giving us an idea about how this particular framework of scope and application is applied to natural sciences as an AOK.
Brilliant. I'll come to you. Siddhant, what is your understanding from this slide? If you don't know, you can pass it. Okay, good. What actually Kushi said is very near to answer. Please note, children, the natural science as AOK, it's trying to explain the physical world. Please note, underline the word physical world and its phenomena. How do we know? What method in the science you use to investigate? What justification we offer for our knowledge claim in the science? Can you tell what constitutes the true description of the science world? Why is the world that way, or why are people that way? What casual interpretation? Children, these are some of the important burning questions when you understand the natural science as AOK, you have to understand.
I have a question.
One by one. Yes, Shubhangi.
It's Ria. I have a question. When it says, why are people that way, wouldn't that apply more to human sciences?
Not fully. Okay. For that, I have a next slide. Yes, very good question here. Just come to very good. Ria asking a good question. I know your name. I want this kind of question. Okay, please no, don't forget the certificate. Okay, you have a certificate and a badge. Okay, children, Ria, I'll come to you. I have one slide for you. Then I will explain to you. What does the term natural world mean to you, children? See it here. I'm connecting with all the kind of the scope and application with related to TOK. Methodology. Does the methodology use the same as other AOK, what we use in the science? Children, please note historical development. How did the scientific development happen with the time? There is a lot of link between the scientific development and history. Is there any language used in the science? Language plays a very important role in the science. And how your personal knowledge is affected by some of the scientific. Your personal knowledge plays a very important role for your science. So these are some of the scope and application. Now see this one. I'm coming directly to what Ria Kapoor was asking. See, these are considered some of the various types of the scientists. We are called as experimental scientists. The scientists, they do some kind of experiment, theoretical. They believe based on the theoretical. Applied scientists, they applied everything and then they will make the confirmation. But here, I have actually hide one important scientist. Can anyone tell what could be that one? What is the other type of scientist is missing here? Let's see who use your 1400 gram. Come on. What is the other type of scientist? You can apply it here. Any guess?
Nobody is using their 1400 grams.
Research?
Research, yes, madam. No?
So general.
General, okay, good. No. Okay.
Summer says simulation.
Simulation, no, madam. Okay, I'll give you a clue. Okay. ESS. ESS is the clue for you.
Environmental.
Observational.
They're called as a field scientist.
Oh.
Okay, not O scientist, it's called as field. Somebody said O. It's a field scientist. Okay, so field scientist plays a very important role in the environment and anything which related to the environmental science. So children, these are some of the experimental, theoretical, field and applied scientists. How they link it, how they link to the TOK, okay? What is their way of knowing the knowledge? That we will discuss it here. Okay, good. Children, I'm going to ask one question. Please note, let's see who's going to answer this question. I want everyone
Guru sir, sorry to interrupt. Have we answered your question, Ria, about why humans behave the way? Have you been able to understand how it is linked with the natural science, or not yet?
No, not really.
So, like for example, when sir explained all these sorts of sciences, and then later on, natural science is also concerned with obviously biology. You have the origin of life and
genes and everything.
And everything, and all these all these various surveys.
And evolution.
Yeah, and I think evolution is natural science and the behavioral is human science.
Okay.
Right. So the study of all these things is obviously linked with biology, and hence it comes under natural science, right? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, good. Children, I have one question before I go for the next slide. You have only 5 seconds to answer it. Okay, please note 5 seconds. You have to put it on the chat box. Let's see. Above 5 seconds if I get, because you can answer, you can get this answer from the Google. It's very simple one. Okay. Those who know the answer, don't forget, just put it on the chat box. Let's see. Okay, according to Guinness Book of Record, which is the most expensive sci-fi movie ever made? Good. Anyone?
Avatar and Inception is what students have written. Many have written.
Interstellar also something.
Okay, but there isn't something on. Yeah. Rishi has written that. Aryavrat has written. Gravity, Savar has written. Interstellar, they have Gravity, they have Inception, they have Avatar, I think.
Okay, good. No one has got it. But this
okay. That's strange.
Children. But my question is according to Guinness Book of Record. Okay, this is all.
We've got Chitti also. I don't know whether that's the right answer. Shaurya has written.
That will be very good. That will be Indian movie, madam. That is Indian.
Okay, that Shaurya has written. So I thought Shutter Island is one, Matrix is one, another one. So before you know.
No, according to Guinness Book of Record, the highest sci-fi movie is Avenger Age of Ultron. This is a sci-fi movie. It's a 365 million.
Rishi has got it right. He's written Ultron.
Must have Googled.
Yeah, must have.
At least one answer I got. Rishi, I noted down a name. Riya Kapoor asked a question, Rishi. Thank you very much. Okay. Good. Very simple one. I don't know why many people don't know the answer. Okay. So the next one. I'm just going to show a small video. Please watch out the following key terms in the video. This is a 3 minutes video. I want everyone to look at this video carefully on observation, hypothesis, experiment, and theory. These are some of the important terms which link the knowledge and the natural science. And then after that, okay, what constitutes the theory? That you will get the answer from this video. So I want everyone attention. Please watch this video.
Trust science together. The least we can do is speak the same language. Words like fact, theory, hypothesis, and law mean something totally different to a scientist than the way they're used in everyday speech. So let's get them straight. Facts are really just observations about the world around us. And we observe things every day, like that it's bright outside when I look out the window. And we often develop explanations for those observations, like, okay, the sun is probably up. Congrats, we just developed a hypothesis. But hypothesis isn't something you prove, it's something you test. So let's walk outside. It's bright, the sun is up, hypothesis confirmed. We often come up with multiple hypotheses to explain an observation. We just eliminate the ones that are wrong. What's left over is not a theory or a law or an ultimate truth. It's just a possible explanation for something, one that can lead us to new hypotheses, which may agree or disagree with the original one. It's a never-ending story. I heard someone say something like, I have a theory about why cats purr. I think it's because they're actually tiny robots, and those are their gears. Well, that's not a theory. That's actually a hypothesis. It's something that could be tested, but don't try this out. This cycle, taking facts and observations, thinking up possible explanations, testing those explanations, and then making predictions based upon them, that's what this whole science thing is about. Being a theory isn't a bad thing. Hypothesis. People get sick because something gets in their body and starts doing bad things. Test each hypothesis, throw out the bad ones, and we're left with a framework that lets us understand why we get sick and make predictions. The germ theory of disease. Okay, let's try another. Evolution is a fact. We know that it happens, no doubt. But how does it happen? Evolution by natural selection is a theory. We've come up with thousands and thousands of hypotheses about it, tested them, thrown out the bad ones, and we developed a pretty darn good framework for predicting how living things change over time. So yeah, it's a theory. Stop saying it like a bad thing. Calling it a theory means it's passed the toughest tests that we can throw at it. And evolution has been tested maybe more than any other theory we know of. We should really call it the theory of the fact of evolution.
Good. Raghav, just tell me one observation you made from this video. Raghav?
Yeah, sir. So, it's basically that anything you you put in 4 options or 5 options or whatever, and the best way to go about finding what's the most optimal theory or hypothesis is just eliminating what doesn't make sense.
Brilliant.
And as you keep doing that, you'll get a good idea of what might be the right answer.
Fantastic. Sanva, your observation you made from this video. Sanva. Sanva Pavitran.
Basically, same point, sir.
Any observation from this video?
Basically, the same point. Nothing more, nothing less.
Basically, okay. Very good. Shaurya, last one. Shaurya Singh.
Yes, sir. Somewhat the same thing what Raghav said, but then, yeah, I mean, I basically understood how we come up with theories.
Okay, that's a good answer. What my friend said is my answer. Okay, good. That's a typical IB answer.
Trust
okay. There are actually
when you answer these questions, also look at how knowledge and everything is linked. We are in that knowledge class, remember, TOK class. So link it with all that, and after that, respond.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So, children, basically, actually tells about the hypothesis, a theory, fact. It's all linked with your knowledge in the natural science. There's a lot of scientific method which involved in the natural science children. Observation that lead to the question, that create a hypothesis, that make the prediction and experiment. So listen very carefully here. We have two things. One, experiment support hypothesis, that will go to the experiment again, that makes the prediction. Sometimes what happens, experiment does not support, your knowledge does not support the hypothesis, then you have to make a new hypothesis. So the scientific method of framing a knowledge which make a big experiment is an important factor. Okay, see this particular slide. Snega Kumar, I want your understanding from this slide. What is your understanding from this slide? Just tell one.
1 second.
Yes, very good. Do you understand anything from this slide?
Okay, it basically just tells us what natural sciences are based around and what it focuses on, and like the aim of an experiment in natural sciences.
Okay. Aryan Mehta. Aryan Mehta, can you repeat what Snega Kumar said? Can you repeat what she said?
Sir, it's a bit unclear on my edge of the net, but yeah, I think.
Yes.
She was just talking about the natural sciences, basically, sir.
Okay, good. That's a good one. Thank you, Snega. That's a good one. Okay, children. The natural science, the summary of the scientific methodology. The natural science is largely based on the observation reason. If you want to make a knowledge, if you want to create a knowledge from any kind of the natural science, please note your observation reason plays a very important role. Not only that, how you rely on experimental quantitative data. Then science is all about the data, but how your data relies on the experimental. Of course, it focuses on the accuracy and objective. Otherwise, you don't get any kind of the important scientific method from the accuracy and the objective. But don't forget one important thing, it also helps to achieve the understanding human species and the environment. What is the connection between the human species and environment? So this deals with a summary of the scientific methodology in the natural science. Okay, the next we are going to see historical development. How did scientific development happen throughout our history? That plays a very important role for the knowledge framework. Okay, evolution of science. Can anyone tell who is this in the picture? Oh my God.
Come on.
Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's that?
So Shaurya.
Shaurya, what is the answer, Shaurya?
Charles Darwin.
Okay.
They said Galileo is said by Aryavrat and Samyak also.
Okay, very good. Please note. Who are Aryavrat and
Samyak.
Samyak. Fantastic. Fantastic answer. Children, can you give a big round of applause to Aryavrat and Samyak? Very good. No one is clapping. Yeah, come on, yeah, clap it yourself. Very good answer. Everyone is laughing. Okay, Aryavrat, Samyak, you have a lot of friends here. Okay, this is actually Galileo Galilei. Very surprised, no one knows how look like a Charles Darwin. Yeah. Okay. He look like a Charles Darwin. Okay, children. Okay, now I'm going to make how one particular knowledge made an history. Please note, children, motion according to Aristotle. Every object has a natural state. But in natural motion, earth elements are drawn down to the earth. Heavier objects are more attracted, they fall faster. This is one important knowledge how the Galilei have tested the motion and the gravity. I hope those who know about the history, how he tested from the Leaning Tower of the Pisa by this small experiment. So this motion is one knowledge, how it created a huge experiment, how it became a huge science. That's a very important, the motion and the gravity. So this is evolution of one knowledge in science, the motion, how Galileo tested and how it became a science. So like this, children, in history, we have lot of evolution of one knowledge to become a science. Can I get any other example from the students? Now you have evolution of one knowledge. Can I get any other example from the students before I go for my example?
There's Archimedes' principle.
Sorry, may I know the name? Who's this?
Sorry, it's Riya Kapoor. Archimedes' principle, when he sat in a bathtub and he found out how to get the volume of irregular shapes by the rising amount of water.
Bullseye, Riya Kapoor. Fantastic.
Someone has mentioned atomic theory.
The heliocentric model, and about how the planets revolve around the sun, and not the vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
Who made this? Who actually invented this?
So Shubhangi's written Newton gravity, Utkarsh has written electron model, and Aryavrat has written Aristotle's classification of organisms.
Oh, very good. But okay, very good. Most of the people are just putting an answer based on the physics. This is how physics has taken our world. But there are a lot of examples. All your answers are perfect, right? There are a lot of examples in
genes.
Biology. Can anyone tell who's in the picture?
Mendel.
Sorry?
Gregor Mendel.
Gregor Mendel.
Who said the first? Who said the Mendel first?
I said it, but I think some people said it in the chat.
Noor has said, written, and Riya has said.
Aryavrat was the first to write it in the chat.
And Aryavrat was the first to write, then Noor. Dwayne sir, also you're contributing, huh? Don't
Why
leave
not?
answers.
Oh, Aryavrat, Noor, Riya, Kapoor, everyone, fantastic, brilliant. Some people know about this. It's actually Mendel creating the science of genetics. Okay, why I'm showing this picture? Please know, children, in the history of the science, the genetic plays a very important role. How actually the human genome project, the human gene, everything started from this man, one knowledge. Actually, Mendel studied the variation in the genes of the 7 different futures in peas. Then he established the lines with 2 different forms of the future. Then he found a very similar pattern inheritance. That is the knowledge where he started. For all the 7 futures to make a conclusion of the genetics. So just one P where he experimented, he predicted, okay, he observed, that made into the order of the genetics. So this is how, children, one knowledge in the field of the biology became a big evolution. Like this, if you go for Charles Darwin also how evolution of one knowledge, the theory that explains the earth biodiversity, the scientific theory, they explain the natural event by supported by evidence. So he collected a lot of evidence. The evidence supported the knowledge and he made it one particular theory called Darwin's theory of evolution. Okay, good. So this is how knowledge and science link. Please note, it starts with theory, use the theory to make a prediction and design an experiment to test a prediction. That was perform the experiment, then create a modified theory. Out of 4 important knowledge in the science, I have written one important thing. What could come here? Please tell the answer, don't put it in the chat box. What will be the answer here?
Evaluate.
Evaluate, very good, no? Can I get a better answer? Come on.
Modifications to the theory, prediction.
Prediction.
Reflection.
Sorry.
Reflection.
Reflection. Okay. Ayush. Yeah. What's your answer? Observe. Someone written observation. Brilliant. Fantastic. but I will go with Shaurya. Okay, Shaurya, can you repeat your answer? Shaurya?
Modification to whatever my theory was.
You said before modification something.
Oh, I said modification.
Okay, you observation. Children, please note, observation plays a very important role in creating a theory. So don't forget this four important thing, that is theory, prediction, experiment, observation. That makes an important knowledge with a TOK and the science is linked. Any doubt till here before I go for next one? Brilliant.
I have a doubt. I have a doubt.
Yes, miss.
So how do we go from we saw that observation comes first, since it's related to the facts in the video that you had shown. How do we go from experiment, which is one of the later stages, back to observation?
Take the best example for the penicillin, Alexander Fleming, how he actually discovered the penicillin in his laboratory. So penicillin is a best example. It actually most related to the chemistry part. So most of the chemistry, the theory of the evolution of a knowledge start from the experiment. I hope that I clarify your doubt, Shubhangi.
Not exactly.
Sir, if I could say something related to this, it's a cycle basically. See, no matter where you start, you always end up in the same place, regardless of your observation or theory. But it is a cycle, which is why you can go from one thing to the other.
Yeah, you can start at any of the points and you can complete the whole circle.
One science. No, okay, good. When you follow this theory, prediction, experiment, observation, you will be landing in a one important thing called paradigm shift. Okay, paradigm shift. What is the link between the paradigm shift, TOK, and the natural science? Before I go to my answer, anyone know what you mean by paradigm shift?
It's basically a revolution in a certain way of thinking.
Who's this?
Ayush.
Brilliant, Ayush.
Ayush Dayal.
Yeah, very good. Anyone? Very good answer, Ayush. So now, according to you, what is paradigm shift?
Like the heliocentric model is considered as a paradigm shift in history in astronomy.
And even when Columbus discovered that the world was round and not flat, is also a paradigm shift.
You have to be a little loud. I cannot hear you. Okay.
When the world was discovered as round and not flat, it was also a paradigm shift.
Who's this? Who's this? Oh, sorry.
Ria.
Ria. Can you please a big round of applause to Ria? Excellent. No one
So even when the structure of an atom was rediscovered, it was not the plum pudding model, but it was a different model by Rutherford.
Yes, correct. But I go with Ria. Ria, so when I say clapping, please clap. Yeah, it's all our friends. All Indians are brothers and sisters. Why you are not? People are clapping. Okay. No, you have to, at least we can clap for Indians. So what Ria said is a bullseye, because that is the answer actually what I kept it in my slide. So okay, those who don't know about a paradigm shift is a way of looking something very differently. When you look something from out of the box is called as a paradigm shift. That is, when we make the paradigm shift, we can see, think, feel, and behave differently. So I will tell you exactly, I'll give an example what as Ria said exactly. So people used to think the earth is flat, but Saylor proved the earth is round. So from the flat, it has actually changed into the round. This is called as a paradigm shift. Okay, good. Now my question is, how this paradigm shift is very important to natural science? Can anyone? Pratana? How this paradigm shift is very important. What is your understanding, a link between a paradigm shift and the science?
So basically the practical aspects of it and the theories that were proven right.
Very good, yeah, very good. Okay, good. Ishan Shoni. Ishan, can you tell how paradigm shift and the science are linked? What is your view?
I think like how in natural sciences you have different hypotheses. So a paradigm shift presents a different perspective, and it kind of, I think, proposes a new hypothesis altogether.
Fantastic, fantastic. Bullseye, bullseye. Very good. I appreciate. Thank you, both of you. the way individually perceive, understand, and interpret the surrounding world is very important, especially for the science children. For the science, actually, here you comes connected with your personal knowledge. How you personal knowledge, how you perceive, understand, interpret the world, that makes the knowledge in the science. Okay, good. So you already told some of the very famous paradigm shift in the field of science. I'm giving some of the very famous paradigm shift in the science. Cornucopian revolution in actually 1542, which showed Earth is not a center. Newton model of mechanics, Charles Darwin evolution, and then Einstein relativity theory. So these are some of the, there are many, but I'm just giving the few. These are some of the very important paradigm shift. But if you see it in the time, there is a paradigm shift in along with the time. In maybe in once in 50 years, once in 100 years, there will be shift in the paradigm. This particular concept actually was developed by Thomas Kuhn, who defined the paradigm shift, and it is a revolution in the complete transformation in the field of science. And he is a Thomas Kuhn, who was actually universally recognized scientific achievement that time to provide a model. Okay, good. Now, it's a new knowledge and improvement because it is more true, or is it because it's better able to explain the phenomena? What is your opinion? It's a new knowledge and improvement because it is more true, or it is because a better able to. So children, we have seen the new knowledge. So from the new knowledge, how it is actually improving? Is this more true, or else it is able to explain the phenomena? Noor, I need your answer.
So with more knowledge, it may not be that it's more true, but it gives us an opportunity to look at something from a different perspective altogether. So new knowledge gives us a more holistic approach to understand a particular concept.
Brilliant, brilliant. Appreciate. Navya.
Mr. Guru Kumar, even Rishi also written
Rishi,
that. Oh, Rishi.
Guru sir, please allow Rishi to respond.
Rishi, please. Rishi, can you say the answer to everyone?
I just wrote that because it gives us a fresh perspective and a new take on things.
Improvement because it gives a fresh perspective. Brilliant, fantastic. Rishi and Ria. Rishi and Noor. Anyone? Navya, I want your answer. Navya? Answer? Okay, good. Yes, of course. Okay, what Rishi said, a beautiful answer. It gives a new perspective. A new knowledge is a very important to give the improvement, to give the new perspective. Of course, it is able to explain the phenomena in a better way. Can I get everyone attention? This is very important. This is how knowledge is treated in science. Okay, knowledge is produced, is freely available, but access to knowledge produced is restricted. Please note, every science knowledge is evaluated, but knowledge produced is evaluated without taking the account, identify the producer. Sometimes knowledge produced in the science should be original, but sometimes it is knowledge produced is a derivative. So in every part of the science, when you relate it, knowledge plays a very important role in making a new phenomena. Any doubt before I go for next slide? Okay, good. Now, can you read this question? What is one thing that you found to be so shocking that shifted your paradigm about your life? Else, what are some of your paradigm shifting experience in your life? Can I get the answer from Shaurya? Shaurya Singh. I want something personal experience.
I think a paradigm shift in my life would be probably when I took IB and when I picked swimming as a sport. Before I was in SSC, and like IB is a completely different thing. Like the way of approaching everything in IB is way different from any national curriculum. It's more application based, and I think in swimming, like when I started doing swimming, before that I used to play tennis, and like, it is a completely different thing. It's like you're running on the land. Like there are different kind of exercises which you have to do. And like my whole perspective was sports changed. In swimming, you just in water. all the time.
So taking the swimming as your career, it's a very important paradigm shift. Am I right, Shaurya?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant, fantastic. Well, I want to listen from girl perspective. Maybe Shubhangi?
Ria has written here in COVID and quarantine, and Porush has also written lockdown.
Also, Rishit also
Rishi has written death.
Death, yeah.
Death. Okay.
Death.
Shubhangi want to say something. Yes, Shubhangi.
Yeah, I think I had a paradigm shift when I joined social media. The way, like, how I saw people behave differently. Like, I joined a few years back, and back then people were trying to also like be a certain different type of way, and I was like, I found it really shocking. So I think that was one thing, one example.
Joining social network page. Very good, Shubhangi. For me also, Shubhangi. Okay, for that I'm going to you only. Thank you very much. Okay, let's have some perspective from teacher children. Can we have Babita madam? Babita madam, I want to from your actually teacher perspective, one paradigm shift in your life.
Okay, one paradigm shift in my personal life majorly happened when I left the secured life of school and entered college. Because in school I had a very, very sheltered and protected life, and I trusted everybody very easily. But when I entered the big world and college, I realized that everybody could not be trusted, and the ABC of my life suddenly became always be careful. So I became very cautious of who I befriended, the company that I kept, because you never knew who was there to, cheat you and let you down.
Brilliant. Oh my God, that's a different perspective. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. So children, these are some of the perspective which you actually listen from your friends and the teacher. So this is how the paradigm shift makes the science. Okay. So in your life also you go for the paradigm shift, but that particular knowledge, maybe the shift will become an experiment or it became history. It's all depend on you, your new perspective. It's all depend on the new perspective. Okay, good. I have a next small video. This video introducing the concept of the paradigm shift in the natural science. Listen very carefully. I want some of you, I'll be asking some question to observation. Let's see how many of you listen very carefully.
The history of science was linear, a rational progression characterized by the accumulation of knowledge. It took an American physicist and historian of science, Thomas Kuhn, to turn that understanding on its head. In 1962, Kuhn published a book called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions that claimed the development of scientific discovery was not linear, but cyclical. Kuhn believed that science was punctuated by revolutions that signaled major shifts in scientific understanding. He claimed that this cycle had a recognizable structure that was characterized by successive periods of normal and extraordinary science. What did Kuhn mean when he wrote that science is cyclical? Just as scientific evolution is dynamic and constantly changing, so too is the Earth we live on. The characteristics of Kuhn's scientific cyclical cycle can be compared to the environmental changes that happen on Earth. During the last ice age, the Earth's temperature stayed relatively constant. This can be compared to Kuhn's so-called normal phase of science, the period in the cycle where a scientific model of understanding is followed. Kuhn calls this model a paradigm, and he argues that in this phase, experiments and discoveries are made, but the paradigm is not challenged, just as the climate in the Ice Age remained largely unchanged. Then, a slight change in the Earth's orbit resulted in a dramatic rise in temperature. The glaciers began to melt. This shift in the Earth's orbit was the catalyst for massive environmental change. In Kuhn's cycle, this is the point when a scientist conducts an experiment that disproves the currently accepted paradigm. Just as the ice begins to melt, the old model of scientific understanding begins to collapse. It's at crisis point. With the composition of Earth's atmosphere altered, the weather becomes increasingly turbulent. In Kuhn's cycle, we've reached the extraordinary phase, which is equally unsettled. Scientists are all trying to find a new set of rules to move forward with. A revolution is underway. After a while, the Earth begins to settle and life adapts to this new climate. This is the final stage in Kuhn's cycle, where a new paradigm is discovered and a new set of scientific rules can be constructed. Scientists will then start to develop their experiments, and the next cycle begins.
Okay, the next cycle begins. This is a new revolution. Very good. Ayushman, tell me one observation from this video. Then fast.
So that at one point it's in a natural state and then there is some stimulus that causes it to change. And
very good. That's one point in natural state. Okay, very good. Arnav, what is your observation? Arnav? Sanket?
Is that me?
Sanket Jain, what is your observation? The camera switch off. Sanket, okay, tell me one observation from this video. Make it fast.
So there is a lot of change in the field of science, sir.
Okay, that is called as a paradigm shift. Okay, last one. Navya, you want to answer? What is your observation from this one?
So before the paradigm stage, there's like constant period where the experiments are only based on the current understanding of science.
Very good. Excellent. Fantastic. That's a stage actually where the new scientists, the old scientists make a difference. That's a way the knowledge, okay, the knowledge evolved into make a big science. Thank you, Navya. That's a brilliant one. Okay, children, good. We have a last 7 minutes before I complete. Okay, think this. I'm going to ask one question. If you know the answer, okay, you just say the answer, don't put it on the chat box. Let's see how many of you are answering. This is a little tough, okay. Please answer without a Google, because this will test you how you are actually observing my class. You have only 10 seconds to answer. Okay, good. What is this? That's all. If you know the answer, please tell the answer. What is this? Don't put it on the chat box.
Symbols.
No. Come on, make it fast. What is this? Even you cannot Google it. Anyone? Is related to the science. Oh my.
Scientific notation.
Scientific notation. Okay. Anyone? No, no, no. Come on, yeah, easy one.
I don't know. It looks religious.
No, no. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, people are putting on the chat box.
I mean, two of them look like gender symbols.
Raghav, okay, Raghav very near to answer. Very good. Okay, very good. Raghav got it.
I think I know the first one is the symbol for the solar system.
Who's this? May I know who's this?
Rishi.
And
Rishi, very near to answer. But okay, I'll go with the Raghav. Okay, Raghav, can you say your answer to everyone?
Sir, I put in like 3, but I think Greek is what you're talking about.
Okay, good. Children, please note, these are astronomical symbol for solar system. Okay, very simple one. Okay, but I'll go with the Raghav. Raghav, I will take your answer second. Very good answer, Raghav. Very simple. You never seen this symbol, children. This is the sun. This is a Mercury, Venus. The answer was there. Children, this is called as an observation. No one has observed. This is called as science. Yes, yes, miss.
This is Ria, by the way, because you keep asking. So two of the symbols are the gender symbols, the Venus and the Mars ones. So
Yes.
how do they really connect?
See, this is all symbol created by the Greek philosophers.
Can I try?
If you ask me what does it look like a male and female, this is how historical developed. If you go,
Shubhangi has an answer to this. Shubhangi wants to
I'm
amend.
not really sure, but I think this is the planets were named after the Roman names of gods, right? So I think these replicate some of the gods. Like Neptune has the trident, and Mercury is, I don't know which god, but I think it's based off
Mercury
of...
was
Venus is the
messenger.
symbol for a
Venus is
female
Aphrodite.
and Mars is for male. And
okay, that is okay. Yes, but my point is how you observed a certain thing, then how to make the paradigm shift. That is a very important. Okay, children, finally, before I end, please note, what are the knowledge questions pertaining to the natural science? Okay, it's not a human science, it's a natural science. Which element of acquisition of a knowledge in the natural science do you think most important? What is a very important element which you have to make a knowledge in the natural science? How important is the role of reason in the process of a knowledge acquisition? Then please note there's a lot of knowledge acquisition in the natural science. What is in between?
I think the scientific method, specifically when you do from observation, is the most important.
Yes, the scientific method to observation prediction. And is the scientific method flawless?
No.
No, sir.
Samyak Jain, can you answer this question? Is the scientific method flawless? What is your answer, Samyak Jain?
No, so the fact that it's not flawless is the way that there is scope for improvement, and that's why it's a cyclical thing.
Brilliant, fantastic, Samyak, fantastic. I appreciate. Good, Pratana. What is your?
So could you repeat the question once?
Scientific method flawless to the knowledge.
No, sir, because the fact that you base the facts on theories and hypotheses, you prove them wrong, and that's how you prove what science is, and that's how you prove true scientific facts. So no, I don't think science is flawless.
Very good. Yes, I will go with what Pratana Samyak Jain just said. Yes, we cannot say all the scientific method are flawless. Imperfect sometimes makes it the perfect to make a knowledge question in the science.
But however, is it more certain form of knowledge as compared with the human science that we saw last time? You think there's more certainty in the natural science?
Definitely depend on the scientific method and the
No, I was asking the students to respond to that. I wanted the students to consider about the certainty, uncertainty, between natural sciences and human sciences in the.
We have Noor and Ria. They're sharing their viewpoints. Noor first, and then Ria.
Thank you, ma'am. To some extent, yes, because we do associate certain credibility in sciences with the number of trials we can do, and the kind of experimentation. And in applied sciences, the scope is quite big, and there's a vast scope to conduct those experiments as compared to human trials. Because, like we did in last class also with Mona ma'am, there is a certain limit till which we can go with human sciences, human emotions, and human interpretations.
And this last slide,
I also think
Ria also has.
I also think with human sciences there are a lot more assumptions that you make before actually conducting your methodology, because otherwise there's too many factors to take into play. Whereas in natural sciences, at least in my experience, it's easier to keep those assumptions like constant, so they're not
narrow down variables.
Yeah.
Right. And in this last slide where you had the symbolic representation of all the planets, science is linked with also like this culture. And the slide where you had interpretation and maybe perspectives is also linked with language. I mean, how do we use language in order to understand science? And multiple perspectives might lead to multiple interpretations. So it can also, it automatically linked with the arts, which we will look at it later on.
Samyak Jain want to say, yes, Samyak.
So I think that human sciences and natural sciences both are equally measurable because both perceptive. You can't measure anything perfectly in anywhere in the world.
Very good.
So both require predictions and assumptions.
Yes, that okay. The difference between both a thin line only. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, children. Okay, before I end, okay, I hope everyone enjoyed today TOK class. We'll be continue on the next Wednesday. But before you leave, please note, I have put one link on the chat box. Okay, it will open like this. I want everyone just type your name. Okay, and then I want 3 things which you have learned today from the TOK class. Okay, it's a Google Doc. Just open it and you can fill it. Then you can leave the class. I want everyone to type just 3 things which you have learned from the today TOK class. May I request everyone just fill this form and you can leave the class. Mona madam, after this they can leave the class, madam?
Yes, sir, of course. They can keep filling and they can leave the class.
Those who are done filling it, then they can leave it. And then we'll be... Those who are done, they can leave. Thank you, children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
We will see you on the next Wednesday.
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Teachers, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was wonderful.
That's so good.
Excellent. Enjoyed.
Beautiful. Yeah, lovely class.
Please fill it. I request everyone to fill it. We are monitoring and we will be giving the certificate in next class. Very good. Yeah. There are many outcomes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you those who are writing.
Sure, sir. Bye.
Ubangi, that's a good outcome. Thank you very much. Ishan Shoni, that's a good one. Utkarsh, brilliant, yeah. Usman, thank you very much. That's a good one. Ratana, very different perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Can I leave?
Answering most
Yes, Pratna, you can leave.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Arnav, that's a good one. Thank you. Rishi is a good one.
Guru sir, I'll be also leaving. I have a meeting after this. So I'll just have lunch. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Down the names.
I too would leave for lunch. Thank you, Guru sir, for a fantastic PPT. Looking
Thank you,
forward to
sir.
the next one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. Madam, hi, madam.
Thank you, Guru sir. Bye, sir.
Hi, bye. Thank you, Sanvar. Babita, thank you for your participation.
Was mine okay, Guru?
Madam, fantastic, madam. That's why I called you yesterday. This is all pre-planned by the madam. Yesterday we pre-planned.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
I told just say something so that
Okay.
the student, teachers.
I was thinking, oh, what if we ask what I would say? But that was brilliant. You made all of us on toes.
Yes, madam.
That was fabulous.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Not a moment was lagging. Ah, great. You know what? Science is not my subject. That's not at all my favorite subject. And today, you made it so brilliant way that I just couldn't take my eyes off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, Guru. See you on tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Day after tomorrow. And tomorrow, grade 11.
Grade 11. Yes. Do you know what we need to cover for tomorrow? What we covered yesterday?
Madam, no, madam. Their team is there. I think Shrikant sir will take, not us.
Okay, sure. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Babita, madam.
It was fine now.
Fantastic, madam. Very different. I never expected his answer. Very good answer. Very good answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, madam. போடு சூப்பரா இருக்கும். அப்ப வேணாம் பேனா தெரியாது எனக்கு.